Hi all, this is Mrs. Mestra, librarian at Chinook, and today we're going to talk about being aware of what you share and protecting your privacy online. So how can you protect your privacy when you're online is what we're going to be thinking about today. And we're going to reflect on privacy and what people feel comfortable with sharing with people. Look at a couple different ways that advertisers collect information using targeted ads and identify some strategies for protecting your privacy. So first, let's make sure we understand what privacy is. It is protection from being observed or tracked by others, including the government, the public, or selected individuals or groups. And you have the right to privacy, even online. However, if you do not choose to protect that right, your information will be tracked. So let's think. Has anybody seen a sign-up screen like this? Most of us have. It is a sign-up sheet, a screen. And at the very bottom of this sign-up screen, it has this down here that says, oh, let's use a different highlighter. That's too thick. It has, you acknowledge that you have read the privacy and agree to terms of service. For many of us, we just go right here without ever reading the privacy policy. And thus we're agreeing to things that we don't know what they are. And that's common with apps. When you accept that privacy policy, you're saying that you'll allow cookies, which are small text files placed on your device by the sites, to collect your information. And you're saying that you'll allow them to do what they want with your privacy. Like you are agreeing to surrender your privacy. So one way that you can protect your privacy, even after having accepted that privacy policy, is turn off those cookies in your browser settings. So every browser, every app, every smartphone has privacy settings that you can turn off. So what do these two screens show and what could you use them for? These are examples of settings in a smartphone, and it has different things like your Bitmoji or your name, some Snapchats. So this is an example of the settings for an app. You can change your settings so that you can change who can contact you. You can change who can see your location. It defaults to everyone. So change it. Make it private so that only you can see it. Change your settings so that only your friends see your story. You can control your settings. I recommend twice a year, so usually at daylight savings, going in and just checking your account settings and making sure everything's set the way that you want to do it. That's how I manage my own data privacy. Okay, so let's define what these terms are. Privacy settings are choices a website or app might give you about what information is available to users and third parties. Again, let me be clear. We're not saying don't use your social media sites. We're just saying control your privacy settings. And opt out. You can choose to not participate in something. Maybe you are uncomfortable with how much data is being collected, or you're uncomfortable with the trustworthiness of a technology company and so what they're going to do with your settings. So you can choose to not participate. I have opted out of several social media sites because I was uncomfortable with what was being collected. It is okay to do that. You do not have to, but you can. So another tip for protecting your privacy, in addition to turning off those cookies, is review the app's privacy settings and opt out of any that you're not comfortable with. A privacy policy is that legal document that an app or website must provide that tells how they're going to collect your information and what they're going to do with it, and they're allowed to change it. The terms of service are the legal documents that an app or website must provide, and it describes the rules that the company and users must follow. And frequently we think about it with being kind online, but it also deals with what data can be collected. So before you agree, you should ask what will be accessed. So that means, what are they going to collect? Maybe they're going to collect every single person you know in your contacts list. Maybe they're just collecting your location. Think about shared. What will be shared with other company and policies? If it says we will just share all of your stuff with third parties, maybe that's not something you want. And known. What can be known about me if I use this? Will people be able to know where you live, what you shop for, the ages of your family members? What will be known if you accept this policy? Just so there's a nice little acronym called ASK. So again, when we're thinking about tips for protecting privacy, tip number 1, turn off those cookies. Tip number 2, review the app's privacy settings. And 3, review the privacy policy and terms of service and use the ASK acronym to analyze how the app will affect your privacy. And be aware of what you're sharing. Because we care about your privacy, we want you to be safe online.